Hello everyone. Before we start new video, please don't forget to like and subscribe by pressing the red subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you are notified when I upload a new video. Hello everybody. Here I am going to read beautiful and heart-touching love story. The name of book is I Too Had a Love Story. The author of this popular book is Ravinder Singh. So, the book is dedicated to the loving memory of the girl whom I loved yet could not marry. तेरे जाने का असर कुछ ऐसा हुआ मुझ पर, तुझे ढूंढते ढूंढते मैंने खुद को पा लिया. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come across an author in me. Chapter 1, Reunion. I remember the date well. It was 4th March 2006. I was in Kolkata and about to reach Happy's home. I had been very excited all morning as I was going to see our gang of 4 after 3 years. After our engineering, this was the first time when all of us, Manpreet, Amardeep, Happy and I, were going to be together. During our first year in the hostel, Happy and I were in different rooms on the fourth floor of the Block A building. Being on the same floor, we were acquaintances, but I never wanted to interact with him. I didn't think him to be a good guy because of his fondness for fights and the raid on his mark sheets. But unfortunately, I was late in getting back to the hostel at the beginning of the second year, and almost all the rooms were already allotted by then. I was not left with any other choices than becoming Happy's roommate. And because life is weird, things change dramatically, and soon we become the best of buddies. The day our reunion was scheduled, he had been working with TCS for 2 years and was enjoying his on site project in London. Happy was blessed with the height of 6.1, a good physique, and stunning looks. And Happy was always happy. Manpreet, or MP as we called him, is short statured, fair and healthy. The reason I use word healthy is because he will kill me if I use the proper word fat for him. He was the first among us to get a computer in the hostel, and his machine was home to countless computer games. In fact, this was the very reason Happy and I wanted to be friends with him. MP was quite studious. He had even cracked the maths Olympiad in his school days and was always boasting about it. His native place was Modinagar, but at the time of this reunion, he was working with Ocwen in Bangalore. Amardeep has been baptized Ramji by MP. I don't know when he got this weird nickname or why, but it was probably because of his simple, sober nature. Unlike the rest of us at the hostel, he was not at all the night person, and his room's light would go off precisely at 11 pm. At times, MP, Happy, and I used to stand outside his room a few seconds before 11 and begin to count down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Ramji has gone down. The only mysterious thing about Amardeep was that he used to go somewhere on his bicycle every Sunday. He never told us where he went. Whenever we tried to follow him, somehow he would know and would digress from his path to shake us off. Even today, none of us knows anything about it. The best thing about the guy, though, is his simplicity. And very importantly, He was the topper in the final semester of our engineering batch. He made our group shine. He belonged to Bareilly and was working with the evaluator when he, along with MP, flew to Kolkata for the reunion. After college, all of us were pretty much involved in our stereotypical lives. One day, we found out that Happy was coming back from London for 2 weeks. Everybody was game for a reunion. Happy's place in Kolkata, 4th March 2006, we decided. Finally, on the scheduled date, I was climbing the stairs to Happy's apartment 2 steps at a time. It was about 12:30 in the afternoon when I knocked on his door. His mom opened it and welcomed me in. As I had often been there, she knew me well. For me, Happy's house never meant two formalities. I was having some water when she told me about Happy that he was not at home and his cell was switched off. Wow! And he asked me not to be late. I murmured to myself. A little later, there was another knock on the door. I got up from my chair to open it as Happy's mom was in kitchen. I pulled it open to shouts of, "Oh, dude, yeah!" No, it wasn't Happy. MP and Amardeep had arrived. Seeing your college friends after 3 years, it's so crazy and exciting that you don't even realize you are at someone else's place where you should show some manners and to be polite. Then again, the very purpose of this reunion was to recall our college days, and this was the perfect start. While we made ourselves comfortable on the sofas in the drawing room, MP asked about Happy's whereabouts. He is not on time in his own home, I said, looking at MP, and we laughed again. For the next half hour or so, the three of us talked, laughed, and made fun of each other while eating the lunch made by Happy's mother. Yes, we started our meal without Happy. This might not sound decent, but we had the genuine reason. Nobody could predict his arrival, so there was no point in waiting. The little later, there was another knock on the door. Happy's mom opened the door. "Happy Veer!" MP shouted, getting up from the dining chair. Amardeep and I stared at each other. It seemed as if MP was going to shed tears as he hugged Happy. We remembered how these guys used to cry during their long boozing sessions, when their brains switched off and their hearts started speaking. Amardeep and I used to enjoy our coke while seeing them getting senti. We all stood up to hug him, and as soon as that was done, we continued our lunch. Happy also joined us. The food that day was very tasty, or maybe it was just because we were having lunch together after so long and that made it special. After lunch, we moved to another flat a few floors above in the same building. This was the second flat which Happy's family owned and was meant for relatives and friends like us. We were laughing at one of the MP's jokes while moving in and were probably still laughing as we fell on the giant couch in the drawing room, upside down, legs on the couch and our torsos on the floor. Arms spread across and facing the ceiling, we made ourselves comfortable. Nobody said anything for a few moments. And then it started again with Happy's big laugh. I guess he remembered some incident involving Ramji. That evening, the four of us in that flat were having an amazing time. talking about our past and present, about those not so good looking girls in college, about the porn we used to watch on our computer, about our experiences abroad, and many other things. So, which one did you like more, Europe or the States? Happy asked me, getting up. Europe, I replied, still lying down and looking at the ceiling. Why? Amardeep asked. He always needed to find out the reason behind everything, though he never gave any reason for not telling us where he went every Sunday during our hostel days. Europe has a history. The languages change when you leave one country and move to another. The food, the art and architecture, fabulous public transport, the scenic beauty, everything is just wonderful in Europe. I tried to explain. You did not see all this in US? Some things like public transport are not that good in comparison to Europe. You and your car are the only options in the most of the states. New York being an exception, you won't hear as many languages as you get to hear in Europe. I mean, the US is damn advanced, but still, I would prefer Europe to the States. Amardeep nodded, and this meant his questions had ended. This is the best thing about IT jobs, Amardeep. We get to visit different places which we never dreamed of during our college days, MP said to Amardeep. After college, MP, Happy, and I joined IT firms while Amardeep joined KPO industry. He had never liked the hardcore software business. We were glad to be together again, finally, after the farewell night in college, and we kept talking for hours that afternoon. We were planning an outing for the evening when we realized how tired we were and how badly we needed a little rest. I don't remember which one of us fell asleep first that afternoon. Wake up, you asses! It's already 6:30. Someone was struggling to get us out from the utopia of dreams. In the hostel, Amardeep was the first among us to wake up and, of course, the only one to wake up others. So we knew that it was our early morning Amardeep. Still, how can somebody thumping your door to get you out of the bed be pleasant? We human beings have such a weird nature. While asleep, we hate the person who is trying to wake us up, but once we are awake, we tend to love that same person because he did the right thing. As usual, Amardeep was successful in his endeavor. It was 7 in the evening. This was the first time Amardeep and MP had come to the city, so we decided to explore the streets of Kolkata. Fortunately, our host possessed two bikes, his own Pulsar and his younger brother's Splendor. We got ready and pulled out the bikes from the garage. MP and I got on the Splendor, Happy and Amardeep on the Pulsar. We crossed the river Hooghly over the Vidyasagar Setu, shouting and talking to each other. Speed breakers couldn't break our speed that evening. And where we go on cloud number 9. Being with your best buddies after such a long time is at once sentimental and thrilling. We went to Victoria Memorial and few other places. At times, we got down to have some fruit juice. At times, we halted to enjoy Kolkata's famous snacks and sweets. At times, we got down because one of us wanted to pee, which initiated a chain reaction among the rest of us. We were at some place enjoying iced tea in an earthen cup when MP asked, "When do we need to get back home?" It was already 10:30. No worries. I have the keys for the flat upstairs. We can go anytime we want. Hopefully, we will not move in before 1, Happy said, finishing his iced tea down to the last drop. And where are we going to be till then? Amardeep was concerned. Amardeep and his 11 p.m. sleeping time, I remembered, but didn't bring it to others' notice. Happy looked at me and asked with a smile, shall we go to the same place? Oh, that one? Before MP's dirty brain cells could start thinking something filthy, I tried to clear the picture. Gentlemen, we are going to a very cool place now, and I bet both of you will find it. I was trying to finish when MP became impatient and cut me off. Oh, yes, I heard that Chandramukhi was from West Bengal. So, are we guys planning to? His wicked smile and naughty eyes completed the question. You are nuts, Happy said, laughing. Don't think too much, MP. Just follow us, I added. Without revealing any more, we were back on our bikes, driving to our destination. It wasn't yet midnight when we reached the place. The air here was a little colder. At first glance, it looked as if we are in the slums. There was a run-down garage which was shuttered. Some trucks were parked outside. Their drivers were probably sleeping. We parked our bikes beside the beside one of the trucks and walked through a small street to the right of the carriage. The place was badly lit and utterly silent. Our voices and footsteps rang out loudly. The sounds of insects added to the eeriness of the place. MP heard a pack of dogs barking somewhere nearby. I don't know if he really heard them, though. Maybe it was just his poor heart beating loudly. Shh, they will wake up, said Happy with a finger on his lips. Who? Amardeep whispered. There are people sleeping on the ground ahead. Watch your steps, Happy said. People sleeping on the road? Amardeep slowed down. They were local fishermen. Some were sleeping and some were hung over from homemade liquor. Suddenly, the street ended in a wooden channel. This was the staircase like structure going down, and we could hear the dull sound like that of water beating against the shore. We stepped on this channel, leaving behind the insect sound. In a few seconds, we were at our destination. It was the river Hooghly, and we were standing at its bay. Amardeep's and MP's fear turned into delight. This is the launch ghat, and right now we are in Howrah. This is the point from where the ferry takes you to the other side, Kolkata city. Happy announced, pointing across the river. In our excitement, we jumped onto the wooden harbor like structure from the channel. Surrounding this harbor on three sides was river in its perfect velocity. It was a beautiful night with the moon overhead and the stars shining bright. And beneath the sky, the four of us. We sat down beside one of the giant anchors in a corner of the harbor. The river raced against the cool breeze to meet the Bay of Bengal. In the silence, the sound of river hitting the harbor was crystal clear. On the other side of the river was Kolkata. The tall buildings and the chain of tiny yellow lights reminded me of the New York skyline. But this was much better just because I was with my friends now. With our arms wide open, we breathe deep and long, inhaling the fresh, chill air, still intoxicated by the beauty of this place. That was when Happy spoke up. So, and he asked, looking at Amardeep. What? Amardeep asked in return, not understanding Happy's so. So, how is the place? Damn it. Oh, this place. I cannot think of a better place than this. This is a heaven. And then again a cool breeze blew, embracing us. We lay down on the harbor. That was when the discussion started, a serious discussion, a discussion that changed my life. It started with another so. So, Amardeep asked this time, looking at Happy. What? Amardeep asked, raising his chin. What? What is the next important thing? Amardeep asked. You mean dinner? MP jumped in. No, I mean the next important thing in life. Schooling done, engineering done, getting a good job done, going abroad done, bank balance in progress. What's the next milestone? Ah, I know. What are you talking about? Happy nodded. Ask him, he said, pointing his already raised chin towards me. Everyone looked at me. I don't know what's going on in your life and family, but my mom and dad are going crazy. They are after me like you wouldn't believe. Don't I make a good bachelor? I said. The story is same everywhere. We poor bachelors. MP said, trying to be funny. I'm serious, MP, Amardeep said. So, have you or your family fixed something? I asked him. No, my story is just like yours. But the fact is that one day we will have to settle down with a life partner. How long can we ignore our parents' questions? They too have expectations, wishes, and dreams for us. I, I know what you mean, Amardeep, but are you really ready to spend your whole life with someone? I mean, in our 4 years at the hostel, there were so many times when we had to adjust with each other. This one will be for a lifetime, Happy said. But sooner or later, we have to do this, right? Amardeep asked. What if we just carry on the same way we are? MP said. Then imagine yourself at the age of 60, living alone. Life is not that easy, my friend. It's a journey, and the best way to complete it is with a life partner, Amardeep said. That night, on the bank of river, the four of us discussed that issue seriously for the first time. Maybe it was the first time we felt we were mature enough to talk about it. So many questions, ifs and buts, were raised and answered between us. So many views were brought in the debate, and we debated. None of us was against marriage, but we wanted to evaluate its benefits. Amardeep and I were quite convinced about the marriage thing, and this discussion made Happy and MP think about the matter quite seriously, even it didn't convince them. Which reminds me a slogan I read on the t shirt: if you can't convince her, just confuse her. But then other things come into the picture. Love marriage or arranged marriage? Parents' choice or ours? Happy said, now that's a personal choice. But given that we are independent, I don't think our parents will object to our decision. Amardeep said. Happy kept mum hearing this. But Amardeep, look at our lives. All of us are North Indians, working in far away states. The chance of finding a soulmate in this case is quite slim. Moreover, the kinds of jobs we have don't give us the time to interact with different people. And above all, none of us would like to marry a girl chosen by our parents. If I'm not wrong, MP said. I don't know if your last statement is valid or not, but the rest is in your hands, Amardeep replied. But MP has a point. In my case, I would like to marry a girl of my choice. But for the last 1 year, I was abroad, and I don't know if in the next couple of years I will be in India. Given this fact, it is quite hard for me to work on my marriage plan. And for a person like me, it's impossible to settle down with any girl who is not an Indian. Forget Indian, she has to be a Punjabi first of all, I said. How did you apply for your job at Infosys? Amardeep asked, digressing from the topic. I answered, through some job websites. And Happy, how do you transfer money from London to your parents? Through my internet banking account. It's quite fast, he answered. See, the world is becoming internet savvy, and given the fact that we all are IT graduates who are on the net almost every day, why can't we use this for the marriage thing too? Are you talking about matrimonial website like shadi.com? Happy asked. Yes. Are they really useful? I don't think so. MP put forward his view. To know if a dish is sweet or salty, you have to taste it first. That is the only way to know things for sure. Amardeep answered. Or better yet, ask a person who has already tasted it. Why not take a chance? Happy said, trying to make us laugh. So Ramji, are you on such any website? I asked. Not yet, but I'm thinking of it. When we did not say anything, he explained, the best thing about this service is that you can go through so many profiles without leaving your desk. The filters are good enough to provide all suitable matches. And you can interact with the person who interests you. Everything is so systematic. Above all, you don't need to worry about your physical location. Amardeep made some valid points, which is probably why we didn't have much to debate about. Well, I don't know if this thing is going to work, but it is worth giving a try. Who knows? When MP was convinced. It was 1:30 am. Our empty stomachs reminded our brains of their existence. Amardeep said, it's quite late and I'm damn hungry. Let's go home. And he stood up, stretching his back. So, who's the first one? MP asked while we all were dusting our clothes. The first one to marry or the first one to make his profile on the website? Happy asked, laughing. Both. I think this guy. Happy pointed his finger at me. I don't know why. It was probably 4 am by the time we had dinner and slept. And after a long time, we enjoyed the kind of sleep we used to enjoy in our hostel. That why the day became one of the most memorable days in our lives. We spent the next day visiting some of the best hangouts in Kolkata. And we went again to the launch ghat in that evening to ride the ferry to the other side of the city. And believe you me, being on the ferry was no less amazing than boarding on the Titanic in 1912. Being with your best friends is simply wonderful. We ate, drank, talked, and enjoyed to the fullest at the pub called Someplace Else. That was the night and reunion trip. It was the last night of the reunion trip. All three of them came to drop me at Howrah station, and once again the four of us hugged, just like we had at Hyderabad station on the last day of college. Who's going to cry first? MP asked. But all of us laughed at that stupid innocent question. The train called me with its final whistle. I got into the carriage and stood at the door, waving to them all as the train left the platform. I reached Bhubaneswar the next morning. That same morning, Amardeep and MP boarded flights back to their respective places. Soon afterwards, Happy also flew back to London.